He famously escaped a murder charge as a teenager, but tonight Jerome Hamilton is headed to federal prison on other charges. There's plenty of a reaction to this surprising development. Rod Maloney live tonight at the federal courthouse with more. Rod.
Well, you know, Devin, Jerome Hamilton had an opportunity to go for a clean slate. He'd spent most of his teenage years trying to escape a murder conviction, and he did. But instead, what he chose was to become a gang crime kingpin. After his 2008 arrest at the tender age of 15, Jerome Hamilton looked barely old enough to shave. Oakland County Sheriff's investigator Sergeant John Jacobson recalls.
He was trying to put together a faction of the Rollin' 60s gang that started in California, and he was trying to get it going in Detroit. And so at 14 you think, you know, this seems like awful young for an individual like this.
Jacobson arrested Hamilton in the murder of 21-year-old Catherine Solinski-Blain, a manager at the then-trendy Rib Rack restaurant. She'd been shot on the back of the head driving out of the Lathrop Village Eatery's parking lot after closing in October 2008. A jury's acquittal after 2 missed trials left Jacobson hurting.
30 years of police work. That was probably the hardest moment to have that jury come back and say not guilty.
Jacobson kept tabs on Hamilton's career thereafter. He succeeded in running the Rollin' 60s, terrorizing the West Side. That is until last year when the feds arrested him at age 24 and charged him with racketeering, conspiracy, use of a firearm during and in relation to a violent crime causing death, a deadly drive-by shooting, and marijuana distribution to fund the gang's activities. Just this week, Hamilton pleaded guilty and will spend between 30 and 35 years in prison.
You know, Catherine's case was put to the side, but some justice will be done, and that's all you can hope for.
Now, Hamilton was one of 11 of his fellow gang members who have pled guilty to crimes over the past year in this investigation. There are 3 more gang members who are headed to trial later this summer. Back to you.
Well, Rod, have you been able to talk to anyone in Hamilton's family about what happened?
Well, you know, it's interesting. When he was acquitted, his family, particularly his grandmothers, were very vocal. But I got one of his grandmothers on the phone this afternoon. She said she had no comment at all.
All right, Rod.